For those who don't know me, my name is Adetutu Oshofola. I'm a relationship coach, a marriage counselor. And this afternoon, I just want to talk about something. I deliberately didn't announce earlier that I'm going to be online. And I did it deliberately because of a little bit of fear. And it's because of what I want to talk about. I reasoned it out that, the less people that know I'm going to talk about this, maybe the less people that will fight with me. But I want to talk about something very important this afternoon in celebration of the International Women's Day. I want to talk about protecting the girl child, protecting the woman. That's what I want to talk about. But you see, I want to approach it from a slightly different angle. This is something that has been in my heart for a long time. I've been thinking about it, and I keep telling myself, when is the right time to talk about protecting the woman or protecting the girl child? And then, I realized that, like the Bible says, if you consider the wind, you will not sow. And there's no perfect time. So I just decided this afternoon, I'm going to go live and talk about it. I'm talking about who exactly are we protecting the girl child from? Who are we protecting the woman from? Have you ever sat down to really think about it? And if you think about it, you come to a conclusion, which is that basically, have you noticed that every time we talk about woman's protection, every time we talk about the girl child's protection, have you noticed that the person we are really protecting the woman from is the man? Have you thought about it? In almost every example whereby we are protecting the woman or we are protecting the girl child, have you observed that it is a man that is responsible? Good afternoon, Sister Funke. It's good to have you. It's the man that is responsible for what we are protecting the girl child from. It's either we are protecting her from rape or from a bad marriage or from domestic violence or from being marginalized, or from being cheated. But every time the culprit behind the problem of the woman seems to be the man. And that is what I want to address, this afternoon. You see, personally speaking, I believe strongly in the protection of the woman. So I don't want any woman out there to think that I am speaking against protecting the woman. Good afternoon, Ruth. It's good to have you here. Are you following me? I believe strongly in the protection of the woman. But I also believe that if you are going to do anything, use a method that will last. Good morning, Sister Folake. Good afternoon, Sister Folake. A method that will last and that will be most effective. So with all the awareness and all the things that we keep talking about how to protect the woman, we have been doing it for so many years. And have you wondered that really we have not achieved much? We seem to be always giving medicine after death. Terrible things will happen to a woman, and then everybody will rise up and everybody will fight, and then we nip that in the bud, and then we wait a little bit more, another terrible thing will happen, and then we shout, and then we fight it, and then I sat down and I told myself, is this really what we are supposed to do? Is that the method? Are we achieving much? Are we as effective as we should be? And you see, that's what I want to talk about. If the man is the major reason why we are protecting the woman, if it is the man that we are often protecting the woman from, then we should face a reality that if you want to destroy a tree, you don't remove the fruits. Every time you remove the fruits of a tree in order to destroy that tree, it's an exercise in futility. If you want to destroy a tree, you go to the roots. And that is the reason why if we really want to protect the girl child, if we really want to protect the woman, good afternoon Zainab, good afternoon Sonny, if we really want to protect the woman, we need to start working on our boy child and our men. You see, I've come to realize one thing, that basically we are raising angels for demons. That's where I put it. We are raising angels for demons. That is it. We put so much emphasis, so much investment on the girl child. We raise the girl child with so much values. We raise her with so much discipline. Good afternoon, Chiaka. It's good to have you here. We raise the girl child with so much discipline, so much value system. We invest so much into her, teaching her how to behave, teaching her what to do, teaching her how to dress, teaching her how to cook, teaching her how to clean the house, teaching her how to look, teaching her to be the best. And then we neglect the boy child and just leave them basically to grow as they deem fit, picking up value systems here and there. And then at the end of the day, our girl children, they grow up as these angels. Eventually, they will fall into the hands of the demons that we refuse to train. You see, have you observed that we train up our daughters in preparation for marriage? Every time we are correcting our girl child, every time we want her to sit right, every time we want her to do this or do that, we always put that addendum there. No man will take this from you. There is no husband that will tolerate this from you. You better know how to talk well. A good woman does not talk like this, because if you talk like that, if you are so rude, you see, no man will marry you. There is no husband that will tolerate this from you. Good afternoon, Richard. It's good to have you here. We keep telling our daughters that. We keep training our daughters in preparation for marriage. How many times do we tell our sons that is misbehaving, that here, sit down, my boy, like I used to tell my own son, this behavior, you have to stop it. You will not make a good husband if you are behaving like this. I'm not going to allow you to grow up like this and then go and marry one beautiful girl and make her life a misery. I'm not going to take this from you. I, as your mother, I'm not taking this from you. I, as your father, I'm not going to take this from you. You have to behave properly. You have to be a good man. You have to be a responsible man. You have to know how to take care of your younger ones. You have to know how to cook. There is a difference between I cannot and I don't want to. I cannot speaks of lack of capacity. I don't want to speaks of choice. How can we raise sons that cannot cook anything, not even water? If he cooks water, he's going to burn it. How can we raise sons that cannot clean the house? How can we raise sons that cannot cook? How can we raise sons that don't know how to talk? How can we raise sons who beat their younger sisters and nobody is doing anything about it? And then he grows up into a little demon. And he feels cool with himself. Have you observed that when a young girl gets pregnant, everybody is rebuking that girl? Oh, you have brought a disgrace to your family. How can you do this to us? You are immoral. You are a prostitute. How could you have done this? Why did you not maintain yourself? Blah, 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 blah. And everybody is abusing the girl. It is the girl that will be expelled from school because guess what? She's pregnant. She cannot stay in school with pregnancy. And nobody seems to ask the question, is she the Virgin Mary? Did she get pregnant by herself? Who is telling the boy who impregnated her that you're a disgrace to this family? How can you go out there and sleep with a girl? Have you noticed that virginity has become the sole property of the girl child? We don't expect our sons to be virgins before marriage. Are you seeing what I'm saying? So the truth of the matter is that we are investing so much. The society is investing so much. Family is investing so much in the girl child. And we are neglecting to raise our sons like that. There was a particular day, my son was the senior boy of his school. And there was a particular day, a younger girl in a younger class said she didn't like what he said and she slapped my son's face. You know, everybody in school was waiting for him to deal her another slap, but he just could not do it. All his friends were laughing at him and they were telling him, how can you, a guy, a lady slapped you and you are looking at her? They were all angry. They were all goading him on to give her a dirty slap, but heritage just couldn't do it. And by the time I came to pick him in the afternoon, I met him crying and boiling, and tears were running down his face. And then, he was, and then he now poured out the anger on me. And then he said, "Mommy, you caused this. Mommy, you caused this. How can a lady slap my face and I cannot do anything about it because you said I must not touch a woman, blah, 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 blah." And he was so angry. And I told him to enter the car, and then I took him home. And while we were going home, I was telling him, I said, "Young man, you don't need to slap a lady to prove your manhood. You don't owe anybody any explanation about your manhood. You need to understand that you're a man, and you don't need to beat up anybody to prove that." And I talked to him more until we got home, because he was brought up not to touch any of his sisters. And he never saw his father abuse me, let alone pull my cheeks, not to now talk of beating me. And he learnt it, and he didn't touch that girl. By the time he went back to school the next day, the girl herself could not believe it. I mean, she could not believe it. So she wrote almost a 2-page letter and gave it to him. And in the letter, she was explaining why she did what she did, why she was so sorry, the kind of family she came from, how she hates men because of what she has passed through, and so many things, but that he has proved to her that there are really, really men who are good men. And from that day, they became very good friends. That is what I'm talking about. So you see, I want to use this opportunity to talk to every parent out there, to talk to every pastor out there, every mentor out there, every organization out there, everyone who finds his or herself in a position to mentor boys, to mentor men, to speak to men. It is time we begin to build our men. It's time we begin to invest into our sons, into them from the time they are young. We cannot continue to raise angels for demons. These men are wonderful men. They are children like ladies, like girls are children. We cannot totally, effectively protect the girl child or protect the woman until we reset the man. That is just the truth. We will continue to create palliative measures. We will continue to patch things up, and it will keep coming back because we are removing the fruits. After we have removed the fruit of a particular heinous crime against a woman, everything seems to die down a little bit. After 1 year and the rains come, the same tree is going to bring forth fresh fruits, and then we become so frustrated. When is this thing going to stop? Why are they treating women like this? The question is this: who are you protecting the woman against? The man? Good. If that is the case, then let us reset the men. Now, I want to use the opportunity to celebrate all guys who are out there. I'm one of those people who strongly believe that there are solid men out there. You can never hear me say men are bad, men are useless. It's a very stupid statement. How can I say men are bad when I have a son? How can I say men are bad when I have a husband? How can I say men are bad when I have pastors who are men, when I have spiritual sons who are guys? So men are not bad. Men are awesome people. But the truth of the matter is that somebody cannot rise beyond his perception and view of life. That is going to be their realities. And so, for the good guys and the solid guys who are out there, who also have other men under them, train them, pour into them the value systems that makes you who you are. To the mothers who are out there, stop marginalizing the training of your children since they were young. The boy is playing football, he's watching telly while his sisters are cooking, and then you think that is the proper thing to do. It is wrong. Totally wrong. You need to bring them up with the same value system. As you are teaching the girl child to be respectful, you should teach your sons to also be respectful. As you are teaching the girl child to dress properly, to talk properly, to be courteous, you must treat your boys to be the same thing, so that when they grow up together, they grow with similar value systems. Good value systems that will make them responsible members of the society. This is what I want to share with us. this afternoon. One more time, I want to thank all of you for listening to me. I love you all. Thank you very much.